Hello again. All right, so I'm going to go over this first assignment with you called Active Reading Annotations/Notes. In my class, I don't give tests or quizzes on the readings, but I do require you as a homework assignment to provide annotations or notes for most of the readings that we do in this class. So this first assignment is really going to go into what active reading is and what annotations or notes when you're reading look like and how you can accomplish that and all of the benefits that go along with it. So please note that there are 5 components to this assignment. Each one is numbered, and you need to annotate or take notes, answer all the questions, and submit everything to receive full credit. The reason that I am recording this video for this particular assignment is because I think there's a lot here, and sometimes people get confused about what they need to do. So I hope this will just clarify that and make it easier for you to understand. Okay, so at the beginning here, this is just some introduction information about active reading. Okay, there's some active reading strategies, this little infographic here, so you can read through this. You don't need to do anything just yet. All right, next, you are going to read this article, okay? So you're going to open that up in a new tab or on this page, and you're going to read through this short article about why it matters reading. Watch this video here. Again, it's pretty short, okay? So while you're reading this, you have 2 choices, okay? You can annotate this article or you can take notes, all right? Now, annotating, there are several ways to do that, and note-taking, there are several ways to do that. So, just a minute, bear with me, all right? Okay, let's actually go down here. Note-taking, all right? You know probably how to take notes. You've probably taken notes in other classes, in high school. We take notes all the time. I use the Notes app on my phone all the time to jot down my ideas, what I'm thinking, grocery lists, all sorts of things, right? So there are different ways to take notes. So for this class, let's go back up to that first article. What you could do is you could have a piece of paper and you can take notes by hand, okay? And then you can upload those notes to an assignment, and that's how you'll receive credit. Another option is that you can open up like a Word document or a Google Docs, and you can type out your notes, right? You read, you type at the same time, or maybe you read, and then you go type out your notes. I would recommend that you do it concurrently as you're reading, you're taking notes, and not going back after you're done, because you might forget some things. So you can do it by hand. Note-taking, you can note-take by hand. You can type your notes. Those are the 2 main options. For annotating, annotating is when you're interacting with a text directly. And this video here is going to explain, sorry, this video here is going to explain what annotating is, what it looks like. Essentially, you are taking the text itself and you are highlighting, underlining, putting things in brackets, making little notes on the margins, writing a question that you might have about a specific passage. Annotating looks like just kind of a conversation with the text on the actual page of the text. So for an article like this, right, there are some annotating apps that you could use where you can like take an article and then you can use the app to highlight or add a note or underline something. Another way that you can do this is you can print out this article and then you can annotate by hand. So get out a highlighter, get out a pen, and mark the page. Then you're going to scan that page. I'll talk about that in a minute. You're going to scan that page and then you would upload it here to the assignment, okay? All right, please note that you only need to read just this first page. Don't, my head is covering it now, but let me see. Don't click next. Okay, you don't need to click next, just this one page. Sometimes students will click next and they'll just keep going and going. And there's a lot that you could just keep clicking next and read. Okay, so that's part one. You're going to read that article, either annotate it or take notes. That will become more clear in a moment. Number two, watch this video. This video is called Annotating Text. Take some notes on the video. You can't really annotate a video unless you're going to print out the transcript and annotate the transcript, which is an option, but it's a little more laborious. So watch the video, take a couple notes. And again, you can do all of these things on like one document, okay? You can like open up a Word document, title number, or make a number one, take your notes for that article, write number two below that, take your notes for the video. There's another little infographic here, just kind of reinforcing some of the things that were discussed in that video above and some other information. All right, number three. This is a video about note-taking. This video is specifically about using what's called an evidence/interpretation log. You may be familiar with this style of note-taking. Essentially, you have two columns. One is the evidence. What does the text say? And then the other side is your interpretation. What do you think about it? What questions do you have? Reactions, etc. You can take notes any way that you want, but this is just one way. It's very organized, easy to follow, and a lot of students like this approach. Here you can download a doc that is already set up, with those columns, and then you just enter in the reading information. Okay, again, you're going to take notes on this short video. I don't expect a lot of notes, right? Just a couple main points, something that stood out to you, etc. Okay, number four. This is kind of more of the nitty-gritty. How to complete and submit these annotations and notes. Okay, so it's completely up to you how you want to do this. You can do annotations, you can do notes, you can do a mix of either and both. You can do annotations for one assignment and notes for the other. It's totally up to you. Do what works best for you, your resources, and your learning style. So, as I mentioned, for annotation, you can do a physical annotation where you would have a physical copy, like print out the text in front of you and, have it in front of you. Or you could do it electronically. There's some apps. I've included little pictures of them here. You can annotate on your smartphone or a tablet, or even on your computer. And you can do it that way. Note-taking, I already mentioned this as well. You can handwrite your notes or you can type your notes and submit them, okay? So if you are going to be printing out a physical page or taking notes by hand in a notebook, then you're going to want to use Cam Scanner, okay? This is a free app that basically allows you to take a picture of a page and it turns it into a PDF, which you can then, if you have, which you should have, the Canvas student app, you can upload that document right into Canvas, right into the assignment. It's super easy, and this little short video here tells you how to do that. So you can see this little capture here. This is an example of a page that I annotated from a short story that we're going to read. So there's notes, highlighting, little arrows, underlines, brackets, right? That's what annotation looks like. Okay. Okay, so I think that covers most of those things. Please do not just submit a picture of your notes. Sometimes I get 10 picture files in an assignment, and I have to individually click through each one. It's tedious and takes a lot of time. So if you just use Cam Scanner, it will put all of your pages into one PDF, and you just upload that one document, and it makes it super easy for you and for me. Okay, finally, number 5 remember there's 5 components to this assignment. So this is the 5th one. A couple self-reflection questions. So after you've done all this, In your own words, tell me what is active reading. And then number 2, do you prefer to annotate a text or take notes? And why? When do you think one method would be better than the other? Okay, so think about, what do you think you're going to be more drawn to do? Annotations or taking notes, or maybe a combination of both? And tell me just your thought process about that. Okay, so again, there's these five components that are all numbered here. You need to annotate or take notes on all those different 5 parts. Answer these questions here. And then submit everything to receive full credit. And again, the 5 parts are listed here. The article called Why It Matters Reading, the short video about annotating, the short video about note taking, and then this section with the video about how to complete your annotations or notes. And then finally, those 2 questions. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope that clarifies anything. And I hope that you guys find this process of annotating and note-taking to be something that benefits you. It really, really helps with reading comprehension. So if that's something that you struggle with, like you read a paragraph or a page and then you're done and you're like, what did I even just read? This process helps you kind of slow down, take note about the important things, and then it helps you to retain that information. You can go back to your annotations and notes and just kind of like by a quick glance, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember those main points. I remember I had this question. And this is going to help you participate in the discussions for the class. And then once we get into researching and writing essays where you're going to use sources, this is really going to help you narrow down what evidence can I use, what points do I want to make, and just kind of connecting everything, keeping it organized and easy for you to complete your work. And just overall, in general, everyday life, it's very useful too whenever you're reading. So, all right, you guys, good luck. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. Use the messaging tool here in Canvas or send me an email. Okay, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.